Home prices all over the country are being cut by tens of thousands of dollars, and there's a huge shift happening in the housing market right now. I'm not surprised because, like I've been saying, a lot of these homes on the market are simply overpriced. There are also several cities where inventory is back above pre-pandemic levels. In this video, we'll look at some cities where the home prices are crashing. I'm also going to share what you should do if you can't afford rental properties where you live, so make sure you stay until the end so you can hear that. But first, I need you to hit that subscribe button. If you want to get better at real estate investing, you have to follow this channel. Also, be sure to go to the description of this video. I have a bunch of free resources that help you get started in real estate investing. Florida is a state where home prices are falling fast in some cities. This house in Fort Myers is on sale for $365,000. The house was originally put on the market in April 2022 for $399,900, and the price was cut a few weeks later. Yes, you heard that right. The home was initially put on the market 2 years ago. The property was then listed for rent, and the for sale listing was removed in May 2022. Almost a year later, in March 2023, the house was put back on the market for $449,330. The price was cut 6 times before they took it off the market in September. When they recently put it back on the market, the price was cut again to $365,000. In total, the price has been cut by over $84,000. If a home is on the market for over a year and the price keeps getting cut, that means one thing: the house is overpriced, period. There's no other explanation for that. Let's look at some of the pictures because maybe I'm missing something here. All right, so it looks like it's on a main road and the front looks fine. Let's go inside. I don't really like the floors. You see the bathroom. Those cabinets are very old. Looks like it's from the 90s. Need a whole new sink. And this looks like another bathroom, and this looks like maybe a sunroom. And then the kitchen, yeah, the appliances are extremely old. The cabinets need to be ripped out and replaced. And it looks like these are some bedrooms, and this living area is probably in the community area, as well as the pool, library, etc., gym, etc. This looks like it's part of the community. Cool. Sometimes I honestly wonder, what are these sellers thinking? I have no idea why they think somebody will pay top dollar for a basic looking house like this. In my opinion, the price will continue to drop. If you're in this area or you're considering buying in this area, I would absolutely submit a lowball offer for this property because it definitely needs some work. Would you buy this property? Let me know in the comments. In April, 85% of the homes that were sold in Fort Myers were sold below the asking price. It's clear to me that these sellers are being very unrealistic with the price they want for their properties. They're not pricing their homes properly, and clearly buyers are not willing to overpay, which I think is a great thing. Something else to note is that in April 2023, homes in Fort Myers stayed on the market on average for 32 days. That has more than doubled. And as of April 2024, homes in Fort Myers are staying on the market for an average of 67 days. All of this leads me to believe that the market in this city will continue to correct, which I think is a good thing. If you thought that was bad, it gets worse. The inventory of homes for sale increased in 45 of the 50 largest metros compared with last year. In 7 large metros, inventory was above pre-pandemic levels. Metros that saw the most inventory growth included Tampa with an increase of 69.5%, Orlando at 64.2%, and Jacksonville at 59.1%. In large Florida metros, the inventory growth was primarily driven by an increase in the availability of attached homes, condos, townhomes, or row homes. All over the internet, people have been telling you that the reason that home prices have remained so high is because of a lack of inventory. With that in mind, in these cities where inventory has increased tremendously over the past year, they need to start cutting prices. I know that's something that all of you watching can agree with. There were 2 listings in Tampa that completely shocked me. This property is for sale for $500,000. It was originally put on the market in May 2021 for $500,000 and was actually under contract in July of 2021 for $500,000. They took the home off the market and it was recently listed for $595,000. The price was cut by $95,000 within 9 days. If we look at the pictures, one thing to notice is there are not a lot of photos of the inside. I suspect that this property needs a ton of work. I have a feeling the price will continue to drop. I have no idea why anyone would pay $500,000 for this property. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. The next listing in Tampa was very concerning to me because it's a new construction property. Let's check it out. This property is currently on the market for $625,000. It was put on the market in March 2023 for for $705,000, and the price has been cut 7 times since then. Let's take a look inside of this property. All right, there's the front. We got some landscaping done, and then we go inside. Yeah, everything in here looks pretty standard, pretty updated, as you would expect for a new construction property. You have the kitchen. This maybe is the living room area or dining room or something. Vinyl plank floors. It looks pretty standard. Bedrooms, bathrooms, closets, more bedrooms, and then we go to the back. Decent space in the backyard. Yeah, this looks pretty standard to me for a new construction property. So I looked at similar sized homes that sold in the area, and the majority of them sold from between $350,000 to about $550,000. So I'm wondering if the builder was being unrealistic with what they thought they could command for this property. You let me know what you think about that in the comments. In April of 2024, 61% of homes in Tampa sold under the asking price. This leads me to believe these homes are not being priced properly. They're not worth what the sellers are asking for, and the buyers are not willing to overpay. And if you've been watching me, I've been saying for months not to overpay for a property. As I mentioned before, Tampa is a city where the inventory has increased tremendously. So I would expect prices to continue to come down to a reasonable amount. Jacksonville is another city in crisis. Right after we discuss Jacksonville, I'm going to explain what you should do if you live in an area where it's unaffordable to buy a rental property. So make sure you stick around for that. 56% of homes in Jacksonville sold under the asking price in April of 2024. The next listing we look at is guaranteed to sell under the asking price. This property is on sale for $308,000, and it's been on the market since May 2023 when it was listed for $379,000. The price dropped 3 times before they took it off the market. Now, this is where things get kind of weird. Make sure you pay very close attention to this next section. The property was put back on the market for $360,000. Remember, it was previously listed for $329,900. The price was cut twice, then increased again, and it's been dropping ever since. This is a classic case of 1, the seller being completely misguided, or 2, the seller being completely delusional. There's a seller concession in the description that provides $10,000 towards the foundation. This suggests to me that there are some serious issues with the foundation, and I have a feeling the $10,000 won't even cover all of it. If we look at the pictures, which aren't many, the house looks okay, but I definitely have a feeling that there is much more to the story here. Like I've said about the homes we've discussed so far, if you're interested in this area, I would absolutely submit a lowball offer for this property because there's some serious issues here. Now let's talk about what you can do if you live in an area where it's too expensive to buy a rental property. If where you live is unaffordable, I would encourage you to invest out of state. As someone who lives in California, this was the best decision that I made 5 years ago, to take my money and invest out of state. There are so many cities with great rents, affordable properties in great neighborhoods. It's definitely important, though, to make sure you have a strong team on your side. You want to make sure you have an investor-friendly real estate agent who has experience not only working with investors, but working with out-of-state investors. Next, you want to make sure you have a property manager who can help you manage the property and take care of things since you won't physically be there. You also want to make sure you have a great inspector. The inspector is going to check the property out thoroughly and make sure that you understand what needs to be fixed, you understand the problems, and you're fully aware of what you're getting yourself into, which is important for any real estate transaction, but even more so for a transaction in a state you don't live in. These are just several examples of the people who you'll need on your team. In a few weeks, I'm going to be releasing a free training on out-of-state investing so you can know exactly what you need to do to successfully invest out of state. In the meantime, I recommend you download my newest free resource. It's called the Remote Landlord's Toolkit, and you can find it in the description of this video. So now that you know about cities where home prices are crashing and out-of-state investing, I want you to learn about creative financing strategies that you can use in 2024. Check out this video right here.